In this video, we're going to have a 10-minute look at Tableau. Tableau is a easy-to-use reporting software, and you can use a lot of its functions for free. So if I just Google Tableau, you can see after the ad, we have got tableau.com. Now, Tableau is not just one product, it is an entire suite of products, most of which require a subscription. There are 3 different subscriptions: Tableau Creator, which gives you basically everything; Tableau Viewer, which allows you to view reports; and Tableau Explorer, that allows you to create reports from existing data. So Tableau Creator allows you to load the data in the first place. Tableau Explorer allows you to create additional reports based on data that has been loaded, and Tableau Viewer allows you to view reports. So you can see the price ranges from $840 per year down to, depending on how you've got it installed, $144 per year. Now, these are prices where you have your own server. So it could be a server on your own system, or it could be a server in the cloud. So the advantage of all of this is that your data is secure. You have control of it. However, maybe you're saying, okay, my data, it can go to a wider audience if I want it to. Or maybe you're saying, I've got data, I want to create these visualizations, these analyses, but it doesn't really matter if other people see it. It is not confidential data. Well, this is when you can use Tableau Public, and Tableau Public is free. So if I go back to this Google page, you'll see further down, I have got Tableau Public. And it's an interesting website just to explore, because you can see other visualizations that people have made, other analyses, and you can click on them and explore them. Now, this is where you can host your own visualizations. And if you're wondering, okay, what's the difference between, say, Tableau and Power BI? Tableau allows you to create for free visualizations and upload them into the cloud so that anybody else can see them. Power BI allows you to create for free your visualizations on your computer and upload them to the cloud so that only you can see them. In Tableau, when you upload to the cloud, your analyses are public. In Power BI, when you upload to the cloud, only you can see it. In both versions, if you want others to be able to see it and have the data secured, then that will cost. So here is Tableau Public, and if I go to the Create section, you can download the Tableau Desktop Public Edition, which will take you to this page, and you can then download Tableau Public. So this is Tableau Public. So you can connect to a file. You'll notice that there are a limited number of file connections. If you're using the paid for product, the connections would be a lot more, including SQL Server. So I'm going to connect to Microsoft Excel. And here is my source data. And then on the next screen, you can say, okay, what exactly is going to be my source data? Well, I'm going to use HPI admins. So HPI House Price Index. So this is a preview of my data, and these are the fields. So I'm going to go to the worksheet. So I'll just click on Sheet. And what do I want to do? Well, let's have a look at the sales volume per date. Now, I can drag things out. So I can drag sales volume, for instance, into columns or into rows. And I can drag the date out into columns. And there we get a line chart, which I can convert, if I want to, into a bar chart or an area chart. And I can also drill down. At the moment, it's per year. I can click on this plus and have it per year, per quarter, per month, and so on. So I'll just get rid of those pluses. Now, if you didn't know where things should be, so I'll drag these back, what you can do is click on one and then hold down Control or Command if you're using a Mac, and click any other fields and then go to Show Me. And this shows you the range of visualizations which are applicable for your selected fields. So here we have our bar chart, or we could have a pie chart, or a tree map, or packed bubbles. And you can just explore what each of these are. So here I have got the sales volume by region name, for instance. I'm going to create another visualization, and I'm going to say I want the sales volume and date, and I'm going to create a bar chart again. I want to rotate the rows and columns, rotate it 90 degrees. Now let's duplicate that, right and click and duplicate. And this time I don't want per year, I want per quarter. And I don't care what the year is. If I did, then this is by year and quarter. This is just by quarter. So this just gives me quarter 1, quarter 2, quarter 3, and quarter 4. Let's rotate that around. What I'm going to do now with these individual visualizations, or vizzes, is create a dashboard, combine them all onto one sheet. So I'm going to click on New Dashboard down here, and I'm just going to start dragging in my sheets, and you can see what they look like. So I will drag in sheet 1, and then underneath it, maybe here, sheet 2, and then perhaps over here, our sheet 3. I'll just rename this sheet 3. Well, you might be thinking, okay, you've managed to get more than one viz on a page on the dashboard. So what? Well, what can happen now is that these can interact with each other. Say I click on Tyne and Weir and I say I want sheet 2 and sheet 3. So let's just rename those. So that is by year and by quarter. I want these to react accordingly. What I can say is use as filter. So if I click on that and now click on Tyne and Weir, you can see that what I've got here for the year and the quarter changes. So instantly I have got a form of interactivity. So similarly, I can do so here with the year. So if I will click on 2004 and I say use with filter, then the quarter changes, as does the region name. And you can see a sort of movement happening, an animation. Well, let's add to that idea. Let's have now instead the sales volume against the average price against the region name. And let's click on Show Me. And another thing that I can use as a visualization is a scatter plot. So that allows me to map sales volume against the average price. Now, the average price is not being calculated correctly. It's being summed. It's being totaled. So I don't want that. I'm going to change that so that it becomes the average of the average price. Now, let's say I wanted to see how this develops. So I'm going to put date in the pages up here. Now, here we have got our different regions. I don't like the fact that there are no colors. So I'm going to put the region name into color as well. So now there are all different colors. What I can do is now play this, and this shows the animation of the sales price against the average price. So you can see now at year 2002, the average sales price is going up, 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 and then we have the crash, and then suddenly the sales volume decreases. The average price goes down only fractionally before the recovery starts in around 2012. Now we can also add a history of where everything has been. So if I click on this Show History, I want to show all history marks. And I want to show not the marks, but the trails. I want to show a line of where they have been. So now, if I go back to the beginning and I play again, you can see how things develop for all of these 6 different regions. Depending on the story that you want to tell, it can be quite effective. Now, speaking of stories, stories allow you to capture vizzes and dashboards. So let's create a story, and I can drag in my dashboard. I can drag in other visualizations as well, and I can add a caption to all of this. Once you have done, you can go to File and Save. But you notice, because this is the Tableau Public version, there is no save to the desktop. Instead, you need to create a Tableau Public account and save it to Tableau Public, and then you can open it from Tableau Public later. So let's click on Save. So here you've got the warning, make sure it doesn't contain any private or confidential data. So I'll call this YouTube Tableau. Click Save. Here you can see it is publishing everything. I have previously logged in. And then in just a few seconds, here we can now see our visualization on the web. If I go to the settings, I can show the individual sheets. So I can now click in between the sheets and I can use the functionality just as if I was in Tableau Public on my own computer. And not just me, anybody can, because this is Tableau Public. So if I give the link to my visualization, then anybody, including in your organization, but potentially outside of it, can see and use it. So this is Tableau. There is a paid for version, which ranges between 12 and 70 US dollars per month, depending on what sort of creativity you're going to be using. And there is the public version, where there is no file saved to the desktop function, and everything you save to the cloud can be viewed by everybody. Now, if this seems of interest to you, but you'd like more assistance with the actual functionality, then I hope you will consider going to my Udemy Tableau course. In around 15 hours, I will teach you all of the requirements of the Tableau Desktop Specialist and Data Analyst certifications. So we start off with creating our first visualizations, developing them, looking at different types of charts, dashboards, maps, and going much deeper into formulas, parameters, and other data connections. And why not have a look at my other courses on, for instance, Power BI, SQL Server, and the Power Platform. Well, I'm Philip Burton of idodata.com. If you like this video, then please click the like, and why not subscribe and click that bell? That way you'll be notified of any new videos. Thank you very much for joining me, and keep learning.